Hey guys, it's Lychee here. Today I wanted to talk about the redemption that I did with Amex Platinum on my recent trip to Universal Studios in Florida. This is by far the best redemption that I've ever done, and I'm low-key proud of myself. In case you are looking to do something similar, I just wanted to give you guys some information about like what exactly happened. I did a Disney trip probably last year around like New Year's or the beginning of this year, and I hadn't been to Universal. They have two parks in Orlando, which is Islands of Adventure and then Universal Studios. There's also a water park. I guess there's 3 parks then, but basically I had wanted to go check it out there. So I live close to Tampa, so when I thought about it, I could technically drive there and back and just like do both parks within like one day each at each park, and then like basically kind of like commute in between. But the drive is over an hour. It was $30 to park on site like at the parks, and plus gas costs. I was just like, it makes no sense. So basically then I started looking into hotels to stay overnight in. I found a couple of random like cheap options that were not Universal hotels but like around the area. But because they would do things like, oh, you can have breakfast here, it's just kind of like a motel room, they would shuttle you to the parks and stuff. But I remembered that I had my Amex card, so I just like decided to check if any of those hotels happened to be in like the Fine Hotels and Resorts, or I think they have another program. I also have the Venture X card, which offers some like points on accommodations and stuff. So I just decided to like look and check there before I booked. Thank God I did that, because at the time that I'm filming this, Loews Portofino Bay Hotel at Universal Orlando is part of the Amex Fine Hotels and Resorts collection. I'm looking at it now, and they also have Loews Sapphire Falls at the hotel collection. I think the benefits are like slightly different, but I'm not really totally sure. But basically for the program that I booked it in, you got a couple of benefits when you prepay it through your Amex card. So the list here is you got 12 p.m. check-in when available, room upgrade at check-in when available, breakfast for 2, $100 experience credit for like food and beverages, complimentary Wi-Fi, and a 4 p.m. checkout guaranteed. And on top of that, the real major key here is that because Universal has 2 levels of hotels, I think there's like standard and premium, or I don't know what names they call it, but basically for their fancier hotels, if you book on site, the day of your check-in and even on the day of your check-out, you can use your room key card to basically use as like an unlimited fast pass within the parks. So basically you can use that in combination with your park tickets to basically skip the line wherever you want, and you can go on the most popular rides like again and again. I think the only ride that is just flat out excluded from any kind of fast pass is the Hagrid's motorbike adventure in Islands. That one is like quite popular. I am planning to do like a video ranking and rating all of the different rides that I rode. It might be in the description or something like that. I also did like a vlog with the first impressions like while I was in the park. Make sure to check those out if you guys are interested. But back on the topic of my redemption. Honestly, the fast pass, I think they call it Universal Express or something like that. The express passes alone, if you bought them out of pocket, I think that it would have added like $100 to each of my park tickets. So that's basically, even for just myself, that was like a $200 value. The room that I got was also like 2 queen beds, so you could easily like, I feel like if you had a family and kids and stuff, this would be just like an absolute no-brainer to get the fast passes. Other than that, the early check-in was super helpful. I got there at 7 a.m. the first morning. Another thing that I forgot to mention is that there are early park hours for people who stay at the Universal Resorts. So you can basically go on like the most popular rides. So the first day at like 8 a.m. the second the park opened, I went in early and went to the Hagrid's ride, which is the only one where you can't use the fast pass, in order to avoid waiting for the line. And that was a really good decision, because I think the rest of the day the line was like 2 or 3 hours long or something like that. It was great because I was able to check in super early. I got the hotel card, which gave me the fast pass, and then I was able to leave all of my luggage and stuff like inside my room. Even if they don't let you check in as early as I did, like I was guaranteed 12 p.m, but otherwise they would have just let me check in at like 5 or 6 or something. But it was nice because I could like leave my stuff in my room. If they don't let you do that, or if they just like don't happen to have rooms clean or something, they will still like keep your luggage behind the front desk so it's somewhere safe. So I don't think like there's really an issue with that. But after I was done with my park day and like going back to my hotel, I was like, thank God I don't have to actually go back to the front desk and pick up my luggage again. So that was like a small blessing, but not a big deal if it doesn't work out like that. The next benefit, room upgrade at check-in. Honestly, I don't really care about that. Like, I think I just booked the most cheapest room, so it was like nothing crazy. And the one they upgraded me to was like garden view. So there was a little bit of like a better view out the window, but like I literally don't care because I was just trying to be at the parks all day. I think this benefit might be better if you are booking like a suite or something higher, and then you could get upgraded if possible to like a mega suite or something. But usually I feel like with the FHR, they only upgrade you one level up. But I haven't stayed at enough hotels really through this program to confirm or deny that. That's just kind of like what I feel like is going to happen. The next thing, daily breakfast for 2. So this one was kind of tricky for me because on the second day, the first day, obviously I didn't have breakfast because I wasn't like checked in and I wasn't a guest the night before. But the next day, I had planned to go to the Universal Studios park, and that one actually opens an hour later than Islands of Adventure. On top of that, the breakfast option that they have is like a restaurant / buffet. So there's like both options where you can go in and order off the menu, and they also have a buffet. But what is included in your benefits for FHR would be like the buffet option, but that doesn't open until like 7 a.m. which I think was like the same time that the park opened. So because of that, because I wanted to take advantage of the breakfast credit, I could not go and take advantage also of the early park hour on Universal Studios. So if that's something that you're kind of particular about, just be aware that that's kind of one of the ways that you might not be able to take advantage of every single benefit. But at the same time, Universal Studios Hollywood Day for me was super fast, especially with the Fast Pass. I probably got to the park only at like 9, and I'd ridden all of the things that I wanted to by like 2 or 3 p.m. and just like went back to my hotel. So there was really not an issue with that personally for me to skip the early hour or something. But because of the Hagrid thing at Islands, definitely try to use that early park hour to go to Hagrid's. Okay, next, experience credit, $100 for food and beverage credit to be used during your stay. This food and beverage credit was honestly very flexible and useful for me. I think the one other time I stayed in an FHR hotel, it was kind of difficult to use this credit because I just ended up booking a spa treatment because I just like didn't really feel like they had good options for room service or restaurants on site and stuff. But Portofino is pretty good. You can pretty much use it at any of the on-site restaurants, including room service, but minus this one restaurant called Biche. I ended up using a lot of my credit at their like quick serve sort of location, which was called Sal's, because I just didn't want to like sit out and dine with a waiter or anything like that after like my long park days. I just wanted to like sit and watch TV. So I just got like some takeout pizza and snacks and things like that. There is also a Starbucks on site, which does accept the experience credit. At the end, I think I actually had like an extra, I don't know, $30 or something. So I just went to Starbucks and bought a drink. And I also bought this cup. So you can use it at Starbucks on the merchandise if you're just like out of things to buy like I was. So that was pretty nice. Complimentary Wi-Fi, I don't know what to say about that. 4 p.m. checkout guaranteed. Okay, this was actually very helpful. Like I said, the first day I went to Islands of Adventure, the second day I went to Universal Studios, the regular one, and I had finished everything pretty early. So it was nice like in between thinking of, oh, I need to get out of my room early to get to breakfast and then go to the park. Then I would do all of the rides. But then like if I had also in the morning had to think about, oh, I need to get rid of my luggage and make sure that I'm packed up and then like go put that in my car or whatever, and then come back at some point to check out before 12, I think it would have caused like a bunch of other issues and things like that. Like it would be more of a mental load. So I think this was pretty good. Honestly, for me, like because I was able to finish the park so early, I came back I think, to the hotel at 3, and then I even like took a shower, took my time packing stuff up, and then like slowly checked myself out. So this was really pretty helpful. Honestly, I also don't think that they would like be extremely strict on the 4 p.m. checkout. So obviously I can't like say they won't charge you if you check out late or something like that, but it doesn't seem like, at least the day that I was there was like, you know, anything very crazy happening, especially considering like the checkout option for one of them is just dropping your keys in one of the boxes and like walking out. I think that's everything that I have to say about this. I am really happy. I feel like this entire Loews Portofino thing was a really major key, not because specifically of the Fine Hotels and Resorts credit, but the way that the Loews premium level for Universal on-site hotels, the benefits for those stack on top of the Fine Hotels and Resorts. So as a result, you get a lot of stuff with it. So I think because of that, it's really pretty useful. I would say that if you are planning to go to Universal at all, I would highly recommend this place, especially if you can do it through FHR program. If you guys have any other questions, just leave it in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.